That is for the joke that you just said off air.
Cricket, that is.
It's fine. You fix it. Okay, we're on.
Welcome to the Wandering Minds podcast.
The or the. Is it like potato?
Or
Like
gray
the,
and gray? Tomato?
Tomato, potato, the.
I think it depends on what
Context.
Yeah. This is the.
It is the one and only.
Well, it's not
that's
actually.
technically not it. That's true.
I was like,
that's
there's
true.
actually more than I expected.
Yeah.
As I'm like looking around on Spotify and YouTube. I was like, we are not the.
Yeah. I thought it was very original when it popped into my mind. Apparently,
It was.
it's not so much. So, anyways, you're Mickey, I'm Mike. News is we're doing Pod Talk today because we had a guest scheduled and he had to reschedule. That will be coming soon. We've had him before. Great guy. Yes, so that's that. Merch coming. If you can see this.
Yes.
Merch is coming.
Exciting.
Soon. So if you want merch, which is going to be shirts to start with, contact Mickey or I at Wandering Minds Podcast. Is that it?
The email? Yeah. Contact Wandering Minds.
Contact Wandering Minds at gmail.com or direct message us at Wandering Minds Podcast on IG.
Is it podcast?
Fuck.
I can't ever remember my work phone
it.
number either. I'm like, when I call people and I'm like, you can call me back at.
Yeah.
What is my
The only reason I know my
number?
own personal cell phone number is because I give it out often because it's also my business number.
That makes sense.
Other than that, I don't know anybody's fucking phone numbers by heart.
I only know my sister's and mine. And my sister, it's because she's had it for longer than I've had my number.
Yeah.
So she's had her number since before I went to Germany.
Jeez. Well, I've had this one for as long as I've had a cell phone.
Yeah, this is mine. That's why mine is a North Carolina number.
Oh, huh. See, I would have, because I don't even know what your fucking number is.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, so what is our IG?
Wandering Minds Podcast.
At Wandering Minds Podcast. If you want shirts, put in an order at Wandering Minds Podcast.
They're going to be badass.
They are going to be cool. They're going to, for now, they're going to be 2 versions, color versions and stuff like that. Anyways, what else?
I'll be the cool kid on the block.
You will be the cool kid.
Wearing the Wandering Minds Podcast merch.
Absolutely. Prices are yet
TBD.
to be disclosed. Yes. Okay, so what else? We're going to have Kevin on. Kevin Bame. He's got big fight news coming up, so we're going to have him on this next week, I hope, or sooner. Well, this next week is pretty soon because that's tomorrow.
Well, some
this week he's going to be on this week
as this week because it's Sunday.
And that with Kevin, he's got big fight news, so tune in for that. What else? That's the news on the podcast news. What's new with you, Mick?
So my oldest daughter went to her first dance last night.
Yeah, she looked beautiful. How'd
She
that
did.
go? Did they dance? Did they actually dance?
So I haven't really got to talk with her about it, but so her little girlfriend stayed the night. And I poked my head in the door, to tell them goodnight. And they were watching videos of this kid that did a backflip at the dance.
Did he nail it?
I assume so.
Oh,
because they're
good for
like,
him.
this kid did a backflip.
Good for him.
But they're like, there wasn't food or a punch bowl. And I was like, guys, that's
TV.
Yeah, that's in the movies. That's not I'm like, that's not normal. And they're like, yeah, it is. I said, no, it is on TV.
Yeah.
That's not.
Well, and it's, that's funny.
So they had that built up in their mind about what they see on
TV is
whatever,
what they,
kids spiking the punch bowl.
I wonder, did they ever used to have that though? Because I remember when we had dances, I don't ever remember there being any type of thing like that.
I mean, I am not that far behind you, but we didn't either.
Pretty far behind me. But wait a second. That was You're pretty close. Yes.
Indeed, I am.
Okay,
far behind you.
I got myself on that one. Izzy had her dance last weekend.
Yeah, her homecoming.
Yeah, so this was like she's a sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay.
So this is essentially it's the first dance they've had or that she's gone to since middle school.
Did they have middle school dances?
They had middle school dances, but they shut them down because there was some sort of fight or knife being displayed or something. They used to have it at the rec center or what's the center over there in where the soccer fields are at?
Oh,
in
Bob
Springfield.
Kiefer?
Yes. They used to have them there, and she used to go to those ones a couple times.
Were they for all the middle schools?
Yeah,
okay,
they were multi-grade,
Yeah.
and that I think that's where the problem was at because they had too many grades involved in it.
Because this was go ahead. Sorry.
No, well, I was going to say that something happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if like somebody brought a knife or if there was like a threat of a shooting or something, but they stopped. And then, of course, COVID hit, and then they didn't have anything else. So essentially, this is her first dance since high school that she's been to.
Yeah.
And I loved it because she's very she's super shy. She's got a lot of friends, but she only hangs out with very small circle of friends, very small. And I'm really, really happy that she went to the dance. They looked beautiful. Our girls looked super classy. They looked beautiful. They wore long dresses. They didn't wear those skanky little short, which is I'm not trying to make that sound bad.
Neither did Ruby.
Well, but you understand what I'm saying. It's like they weren't trying to look sexy.
It was hard to find.
They were
stuff.
looking classy.
Yeah.
They looked like they had self-respect.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not trying to say anything real bad about the girls that wear the short skirts and stuff like that. Because when I was in high school, that was the thing too. But I was super proud of my daughter and her friends because they looked absolutely beautiful and super classy and well put together. Like they really had this sense of I have pride in myself. I'm not just flaunting. I'm not trying to be sexy. I want to live the moment, be beautiful, and have fun. And they absolutely did. They looked super classy. But anyway, so they go to the dance. And apparently they didn't shut the lights down. So there was no, you know how you go to the dances and it's usually dark. They got lights, they got like colorful lights and whatever, the crystal ball or whatever going on. Apparently the lights were left on. They said that the people that were in charge of it didn't know how to turn the lights on. It's like, it's probably a fucking switch somewhere. Boom, boom, shut it off. But so the music was, and I kind of agree with this, but it was a radio version. It wasn't explicit. Which is fine, I think is good. You know, some of that music is just fucking raunchy and stupid. But so she was just commenting on how there was nothing explicit being played. And, because it's a high school dance. And people were socializing, but nobody was really dancing.
Nobody was dancing.
Yeah. So there wasn't like any dancing about it. And literally I dropped the girls off about 7:30 because the dance started at 7, dropped them off around 7:30 and they were home by 9:00.
Whoa.
They were just bored. They're like, they were glad that they went and had the experience, but there was nobody dancing. Nobody was really, everybody was talking and socializing, but there was no dancing. Izzy wore these high heels and she's like, I got calluses on my feet and just from standing around and talking and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I remember the dances back in my day, though. People actually danced. It was darker. It was probably less awkward because it was darker.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So
that would be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, do you know if Ruby danced?
I don't know. I haven't got to talk to her about it. So,
you did say that.
They got back late.
What's late?
Well, for her, like it was 10-ish.
Oh, okay.
Right? And I'm trying to go to fucking bed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my other kids in bed.
Probably trying to finish up a podcast, for God's sakes, or a shirt order or something.
No, for real. Like, what was I working on last night?
Number of things. I had a list of things for you.
Yes. Well, the shirt order got put in. Actually, I think anyway, I was working on my own logo earlier in the day.
Yeah. Anyways, talk about the dance first and we'll go to that.
Her friend stayed the night, and then so this morning her friend was there still, and then I've been working on a podcast all day, so I haven't had the opportunity to chat with her about it. But
Cool. I'm sure she had fun. Did they act like they enjoyed it?
Oh, I had to tell her to
It's fine. I can't tell.
It's probably something I ate earlier.
I'm sure.
Saving it for later.
There you go. Anyways.
They got home, right? Because I dropped them off and her friend's mom picked them up. They got home in the yard and I drained the pool yesterday. Mm-hmm. So I was out in the yard. I didn't even know they were there to like see if I was flooding the yard.
Oh.
And I wasn't. But
they probably needed it.
Well, it's full of salt water though, so that's not so good. And I had to tell Ruby, like, be quiet, like, because in that cul-de-sac, like, noise just travels. So she got home and she was super hyped up and excited. So I think that they had a really good time.
Good.
Yeah. And then to see that, like, they were, like, rehashing the moments, which I think is always fun.
So what time did the dance start for them?
It started at 7.
And it went till 10 or 11?
10.
And oh, really?
So it was 7 to 10.
Yeah.
We didn't get them dropped off till almost 8, though.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to do hair and makeup. And so her friend's mom was doing their hair and makeup. Looked
amazing. Should have had
amazing.
Izzy do it.
Ruby did her own. Well, I thought about asking Izzy, but Ruby likes to do her own makeup.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, I was like, oh, I didn't know if Izzy would do their hair. I didn't really put a lot of thought into it. Mm-hmm. I just thought I would be doing her hair. And then they're like, oh, we're going to, Ruby's going to come over here and get ready. So then I was like, all right, well, I wanted to be there with her. So it was like the shuffling of, like, being at the girlfriend's house and all of that. Anyway, I think that they had a lot of fun. I don't know if they danced. We purposely shortened Ruby's dress because it's a pencil dress so that it was just above her knees because she,
she'd be walking like...
Yeah, you've never worn one, but in a pencil dress, like, you can't move your legs.
What is that supposed to mean?
I am pretty sure you have not. So my one experience with a pencil skirt, I don't know. I lived in Germany at the time, and for some reason, I got up on the toilet. The toilets there are different in that, like, they come right out of the wall, opposed to ours that come over the floor. You get to
stand on them to go?
But no, I don't know. I do not remember why I was standing on the toilet. Oh, I was trying to look in the mirror because they had, like, the cabinet mirror. So I wanted to see how the skirt looked on me. And I tried to step down and I, like, fell.
Oh, God. Because your legs got stuck, right?
Because you can't move your legs in a pencil skirt.
Yeah.
So that was the last time I wore a pencil skirt.
Fun.
Yeah. So anyway, that Ruby... it wasn't skanky.
Yeah. No, I saw the pictures. No. And again, I wasn't trying to make it sound like that necessarily, but real is real.
When you see a teenage girl dressed like a stripper, it's a bit much.
Yeah. Well, it's hard for like
parents.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Men with daughters, and I don't know if the perspective of a mom with daughters, they may be like, oh, that looks so great on you. For me, it's like... I think
it just depends on the parent.
I know what the fuck dudes are thinking.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, to me, it's like, but of course I wouldn't have said anything if Izzy was wearing that. Yeah. But, no, that's good.
Yeah.
So.
No, and Izzy did look really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they had a great time.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. How often do they do dances for her age?
I don't know. I didn't know.
Because this one was sponsored
by
homecoming. For our girls, right. My girls.
Well, for high schoolers, there's like homecoming and then winter and then prom.
Yeah.
Prom is for junior and seniors, like the winter formal. So twice a year. Ruby's, this one, her girlfriend's mom had like come across an ad on Facebook because connected to the cheer team with Thurston something or other. I don't really know. But so it was a fundraiser for the cheerleaders.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so it was held wherever they have their practice. So that's why when you said that they used to hold them at the Bob Kiefer Center, like I mean, this is Ruby's second year in middle school, but they didn't have anything last year.
Well, and I remember when Aaliyah was in middle school, they had them, like, in downtown Springfield where the post office is at, that building directly across the street from there?
Yeah.
They used to hold dances in that building.
Oh.
Whatever the hell that weird-ass building is, they used to have... When Aaliyah was in middle school, that's where they did her dances. And they were public. They were, or not public, but they were for like all different schools.
Yeah, that's what this was. Limited to 200 people.
Okay.
But for all the middle schools in the area. You had to go to a Springfield middle school.
Yeah.
Pulling in the driveway, though, I was like, is it back there? Like, I'm not about to be driving back down this alley and dropping my kids off. But once you got back there, it was fine. So bad. Yeah.
I know when I was in school, we had dances. I feel like we had dances like every Friday. School dances, I thought were like every Friday.
I feel like when I was in high school, it was whenever there was a home game.
Maybe that was it. I don't know.
Like at least through the fall, like football, it seems like whenever there was a home football game, there would be a dance after. And then, of course, homecoming. Yeah. And then the winter formal. I don't remember about dances after basketball, but I feel like there was a lot of dances, but only a couple that were like formal that you would really dress up for.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Tell me about your logo and your new.
Oh, I don't know how to explain the logo.
Well, it's a production thing.
So, you suggested I come up with a production name, which you did a while ago.
I did.
And I put it off. I toyed.
Like you do.
Yeah, okay. And I didn't love the other one. I wasn't.
Oh, the one that I suggested.
No, the first one. The first one, yeah, you're like something about hedgehogs or porcupines or remember it was prickly pigs.
Oh yeah, that was a joke. Oh. That was a joke because that's your pottery thing.
The pot business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Actually, what I thought was
custom made pots, not pot marijuana.
No, true. Custom made pots that are for plants.
Yes, correct. Or you could use it for a bowl if you want.
Or marijuana. You could probably put a marijuana. So yeah. So
anyway.
Carry on.
It's just Evil Ickum.
Evil Ickum. That sounds just crazy.
Evil Ickum.
Evil Ickum.
Yeah.
But it's Mickey Love backwards.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Production and design.
Evil Lickum.
Well, that's what I heard, but
Evil Ickum.
Well, and the thing is I think that your editing is getting so good. I really, especially like these past with the artists like Karan and A Tempo, man, they look good.
Yeah.
I really liked Karan's, the last one that you did with Karan.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish that, I don't know what the difference was. I don't know. Karan's was better.
Yeah, well, because you got the experience under your belt.
I think that's what it was. Is that because that's the first time I'd done it with A Tempos. Mm-hmm. Though his is good. I feel like Karan's was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really. What's that they do? This.
Yeah, something like that. You get there. You gotta have a little bit more swag than that, but.
Oh.
No, it's good because that just broadens your resume when it comes to stuff like that. So
yeah, well, I tend to be really good at things I put my mind to.
Yeah, for sure. And it's the good thing is it's not really taken.
Everybody see how humble I am.
Yeah, I too. I'm incredibly humble. It's not taken you a very long time, which is the good thing.
Yeah, it's only been a few months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but just to like learn the wordage, right? Verbiage. That's the right. Whatever goes with like the production and stuff. But anyway, it's Evil Ickum production and design. Mm-hmm. Because after, also this is exciting to me, I haven't talked about it with you or anybody. It's all been in my head. I've been thinking about it. Finding out the cost of the shirts to have them produced. And several years ago, do you remember how Jen wanted to get those shirts printed? Mm-hmm. And then just like life happened and everything fell through. And I was like, man, that would be a really awesome endeavor to take on again. Mm-hmm. So instead of just Evil Ickum production, that's why it's production and design.
Okay.
Yeah, so that it could all fall under that if I end up going that route.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, because you have a Cricut and stuff. And I remember we went and looked at an embroidery machine.
Ooh.
Fuck. Those things are
Was it the cheap one? What was it?
The cheap one was the cheap one
that did the little like 4x4.
The one that we looked at was like $1,000 still, like 900 and something, right?
I feel like it was more than that.
Maybe, but it was on sale. Remember, there was one that was on sale that only did 4-inch little squares or whatever.
It'd be for like a pocket.
So Rhett was telling me about the one that they have at Home Depot, which is the same type of thing. It was a 4-inch one. And he said he saw it on sale for like $400 or $500. Really? And I was like, I'm getting that thing. But then it occurred to me, that's about this size. Boom, right here. This is like a 3x2 or 1 or whatever. So 4 inches is not much bigger than this. It would probably be about the size of Guilty Love right there. That emblem right there.
I feel like this is even bigger than 4 inches.
Well, I'm just trying to give an idea of it's like about that size.
Yeah, it would be just pocket size.
Yes.
And the thing with the hats is like you have to get a special thing for the hats to be able to.
Yep. Well, and like even with this hat, to get, it says Wandering Minds. I can't get the or podcast because that would have shrunk the lettering down too much to where you couldn't see it anyways.
Well, that's vinyl also, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you just wanted to get something.
I just wanted to get something from I wanted to see how it would look.
Yeah, and I think those look
this
awesome.
shirt looks dope. I like this. The white was an afterthought. It was like, okay, I went in there because I got this shirt. I got this actually made at Gen X. Yeah. Too expensive, won't get bulk there. Where I'm getting the big shirts are West Coast prints on Main Street. But this shirt, we just went in there because Raj actually wanted to get a sweatshirt and she wanted to get something so that she can print on her Cricut. So she went in there to look at, because shirts and sweatshirts are not very expensive there.
Right.
This shirt was $10, but so I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm here. And that's why I had you send me the logo real quick and it came white. And I'm thinking, okay, well, cause I was expecting it to be red, but it came white. So I asked the guy, I'm like, can we do this real quick? And of course they could. I was expecting it to be like a big patch, the big, the uncomfortable big patch.
Yeah.
Like with Devin's shirt. Remember when I got him? Yep. So, and then I came in there and it was just a letter and I'm like, fuck, perfect. But anyway, so this and this together was over $50 just for these two things to buy and to print. Wow. So not cost effective at all when it comes to that. But I wanted to see what it looked like before I fucking spend hundreds of dollars at this other place to get other shirts made and to see the white on the black. I'm glad because I was thinking red on black and not white on black.
I don't think the red on the black would look so good.
I think it looked dope, but it wouldn't look as, you use the term solid. This looks to me really good and solid. It looks nice the way it is. And plus people could wear it with more whatever, you know what I mean? Having a bright red limits if you're into matching outfits.
Yeah.
Like I am, you aren't. So
I see that your shirt matches your shorts. The gray. Oh, and your fucking shoes and your hat. I got my draws. My chili pepper chihuahua.
I got the matching underwear to go with.
These are dachshunds.
Those are what?
Chili pepper dachshunds. Black leggings and I do match.
So no, not really. But but anyways, you know what I mean. So I love this style.
Yes, baseball tees. Those have long been my favorite.
Material, not so much. It's a little thick. Remember we went to West Coast Prints and we felt the different shirts, the shirt options.
I'm very picky.
Very picky for good reason. This I don't think you would like. I think there's different types that you can get. I don't know if you can get different types at Gen X, but per where we order the catalog through West Coast Prints, you can. Obviously, that would be more expensive. But to me, it's worth it because the comfort is huge.
Well, I had ordered a shirt from Steel AF, I think. And it says, and I was planning on like wearing it. I was going to cut off the sleeves and stuff. And it says, swole is the goal, size is the prize. And I think it's super funny and I would love to wear it. But the material is so thick that I, even if I cut it all up, it's still going to be uncomfortable to me. Yeah. I was going to wear it as like a workout shirt. Yeah. And I still could, but it's just too heavy. Yeah. For me, because I already get hot in the fucking gym anyway. And
well, the weather is going to change. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I know what you're saying. And that was the difference in the shirts that we felt when we went to look at West Coast Prints because that.
Yeah, what he recommended versus what we settled on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And interestingly, the one from Steel that I'm talking about is the same brand that he originally recommended, but he probably didn't know, like, because I think they have a pretty generic, like, T-shirt. This is like.
Yeah. Well, and obviously he's probably thinking budget-wise and stuff like, which is good. Yeah. Which is good. I mean, I like people that are thinking more on the lines of let's save you money rather than let's fucking, talk you up into this shitload of thousands of dollars or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's going to turn out good. All the shirts are going to look good. I know that. I don't know how did we get onto this topic actually? We were talking about something. Anyways,
Oh, merch coming out.
No, that was the beginning. How did we get back to it?
You came back to it. You're excited about it.
Well, you were talking about your logo and stuff.
I don't know. You steal my thunder all the time.
I do.
That shirt is vinyl, though.
Yes,
oh, we were talking about embroidery machines.
Oh, yeah, that's where we were starting at. Oh, yeah, because the embroidery machines would be, well, like for you, but that's a huge fucking investment. So goddamn expensive.
Yeah.
I think the cheapest one that we saw at the sewing shop even if it was on sale, was probably $1,100, $1,200.
I thought, and that was for the
and
little.
way up from there.
Oh yeah, I was thinking they were more like $4,000 to $5,000.
Yeah, like a fucking sewing machine. Hell no, this is ridiculous. But I mean, if you can mass produce shit, which can you mass produce on those? Are they that fast that you can?
I have no idea.
Huh?
I don't know anything about
embroidery
or sewing.
But embroidery does look good, and that's one reason why Rhett and I were talking about it, because it's just a really classy look.
That's like what A Tempo was saying. Like he wants embroidery on his clothes, on his clothing line also.
Yep.
Because it's classier.
Well, and it lasts longer.
Yeah.
So this vinyl, I mean, it looks great, but it's obviously it's not going to last very long. Correct. Even with the screen print, that stuff lasts longer, but embroidery is obviously probably going to last the longest.
True.
So, what is that? 26 minutes? Well, seems like we're talking nonstop here.
We are.
Versus just talking nonstop like we always fucking do. So, anyways, training is good. I'm starting deload this week.
Oh.
Like, as in yesterday, I started my deload. No, I'm fucking looking forward to it, actually.
I know.
He told me, because since I did the bench press this last week, fuck. I mean, I've been feeling it. This whole block that I'm on right now, I'm feeling it every day, and I love it though, because it's heavy, it's hard, and I'm getting really fucking strong. But my body is like feeling it every single day, every day.
Is your tub full of ice water?
I don't put ice in it, but I do put cold water in it. So
let it be.
Yeah. So I fill it up when I get home from the gym. I'll fill it up because it takes a while because it's like a soaking tub. So I'll turn it on cold water, all cold, jump in the hot tub, spend a few minutes in the hot tub, go into the bath, go back to the hot tub, go to the bath, go to the hot tub, go to the bath. 3 rotations. And usually my muscles are fine after that with some ibuprofen.
Sounds terrible.
No, it's just the way it is. It like when I was doing that bench the other day, the worst my arms have ever felt. I've never felt that type of achy sensation ever and it was bench press. It wasn't like we were doing arm specific. It was a bench press. It was a heavy fucking bench press. But the odd thing, so obviously we warmed up. We got up, we did 285, and this is off the 2 blue pads.
So 2 of them stacked?
Two blue pads stacked.
Okay.
So when they come down,
so it's like 4 inches, but they compress for sure.
They compress, yeah. So once we got to about 285, I started feeling a little bit of ache in my arms. 300, or maybe we jumped from that to 305. I can't remember because we went to a PR. So, boom. Actually, the first one, I fell way back, so I missed it. It was like, for some reason, I went down and I felt my arms aching so fucking bad. And it came down like that. So, pulled it up, didn't get it, rested a little bit longer. Boom. Perfect trajectory, perfect fucking bar path. It went fast. But my arms were in shock. I've never felt that sensation from here to here. Both arms were like, I couldn't shake it off. It was like the weirdest, like when you do leg day and you get that lactic acid and it just fucking throbs and hurts. It was like that in both my arms. The whole fucking workout from 300 on throughout the whole workout was like that. So we did 305, boom, that flew. That went really fucking good. And those pads do shrink down. So, I mean, it was basically a 2-inch off my chest, which was really fucking good.
Yeah.
Ass didn't move, nothing. Bumped to 315. Same thing as the first 305. It didn't move right. So we went up, or we rested a little bit longer. Again, my arms were fucking shot, destroyed. And it was the weirdest fucking sensation. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just a pain and a throb and an ache like I've never felt in both arms from my fucking traps to my wrists. So we tried 315 one more time because I felt like I had it, and got it to about here, and I just couldn't. My ass started lifting and I started getting squirrely, so it was done and over with. So I could only get 305, but that was still really fucking good.
Yeah.
But filling 300 pounds and actually moving 300 pounds, it did something to my fucking body that was like, whoa, dude, this is heavy shit. It didn't feel heavy in the moment, but it was, and I felt it in my body. And then we had a whole fucking workout to go after that, and I made it through the workout. Every lift was a PR, but every lift I felt every fucking movement in every lift because of my arms. So that was the first day of coming back, hot tub, cold, hot, cold, ibuprofen. And then I was able to work for the rest of the day. So it's fine. That went away. But the next day, I didn't work out. I actually took off. Then the day after that, I think was deadlifts or something. And I felt a little something in my arm. So I'm ready for deload. Let's put it that way. I'm ready for fucking deload. I told Pops that, and he's like, that's the first time I've ever heard you say that.
Yeah. Yeah, because you usually hate it.
I usually hate deload. But the good thing about Devin is he makes deload. He makes a Mike version of deload. So we still work. We still do shit.
He always did anyway.
Yeah.
Deload, when you were training with him, was always like something crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I love.
Yeah.
I absolutely love. But these past couple days, I've literally done nothing in the gym. And it feels great. It feels great to go in there and actually not do anything. I was helping Raj do her lifts because she's been gone all week. She was in California all week, so she didn't get a lift all week. So I've been able to help her. I'm not with Devin until Tuesday and Thursday of this week. So I'll probably even take tomorrow off and not go lift. If I do, I may just do some cardio or something, but I don't know, or talk, whatever. Are you going in? Mm-hmm. Okay. What are you going to do?
Tomorrow I squat.
Ooh.
Wait. Yep. Tomorrow I squat.
How's your wrist? You said you fucked up your wrist a little bit.
So, it's okay. So I was, so training. Last week was my first week. So I did like a self-prescribed deload because it dropped me into the middle of a program. I'm like, this is just too fucking heavy. I haven't like worked out regularly for too long.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to start like deload, and then I'll start the program.
Wait, what do you mean you started in the middle of a program?
So I went with, it's called.
I know you went with a program, but why did you start in the middle of it?
Because they just program it every week.
Oh.
And you just jump in wherever they're at.
Oh.
And instead of, and they also put the workout in Train Heroic, which is the same app.
Yeah.
And so I can look back to see like what they did.
Gotcha.
So I don't really know how to explain it. That's just the way they do it.
Okay.
But
could you have jumped in at the beginning?
Well, that's what I was like, that's what I ended up doing. And so I went all the way back to January 1st. And so I'm just copying the workouts from then to now.
Gotcha. Okay.
To just start over. Right. Whereas if I think that I could have jumped in wherever they had landed in the middle of a strength block. But I'm like, for me, having not like squatted regularly, it was too heavy for me and my body. Like I'm still trying to get used to having the weight on my back. So I'm like, I want to start from the beginning. And it's just the way they do their programming. Instead of like, oh, here is a copy of it. I think for ease of use for them, they put it in the app versus like a lot of places when you buy their programming, they send you like a printout or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just the way that it works. So I started that last week, and it's low percentages, but it's a lot of volume, which doesn't bother me. I'm still trying to get to like the mindset of like, okay, I'm not getting here until 8:30, because usually like I was ready to leave by then or 9. Like accepting that like, okay, I'm not going to get out of here till like 10 or 10:30.
Yeah.
And that's okay. right? Even though like I have all these pressing things to do, really take my time with the training and appreciate it instead of like trying to rush through it or like skip shit. So I'm just trying to change my mindset about it. And then I didn't go on Friday because I had a ton of work to do. But on Thursday night, I was tickling Miriam and I was like on the, like leaning over her on the couch. So my wrists were on the couch, right? And I tickled her and she moved and this wrist rolled. So like all my weight went onto it and I like kind of fell. And it didn't hurt at the time, but the next day it was hurting. Yeah. And it's okay now, but I've been wearing a brace, which like this has happened to me before. Like I just have fragile
stuffs.
But it seems
old
okay.
Lady bones.
Yeah, something. It seems okay now because like yesterday it hurt to even like do this.
Yeah. I wonder if I should get you a life alert.
Maybe.
Maybe break a hip someday. You're getting there.
I am hoping that with all my years of working out and building strong bones that I'm not fragile when I'm old.
Okay.
I mean like breakable.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So that's so this is the second week and I didn't go to the gym today because typically on Sundays what I've been doing the last few weeks is taking my oldest son. But when I don't like have a plan, it's kind of a pain in the ass because I'm like fumbling about and like, trying to figure out what to do. And with the girl being at the house because the sleepover, I was just like, I'm not going in today.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I just was. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Anything else pressing? That's it, huh?
I don't think so.
Okay. If anybody out there has any fun supernatural stories, I want to get some people on. Ghost stories,
I have one.
UFO stories. You do? Sasquatch, cryptid stories. Let us know. I want to get you on because I like what we're doing. I just want to broaden it a little bit.
Yeah.
So tell me your ghost story then.
Well, even if anybody wants to just come on to talk about their life.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I don't want to do that. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to be somebody super special. Yeah. Everybody's special.
Yeah. But you are special. Short bus special.
Is that PC? I don't know if that's PC.
Probably not. But I've been known for saying worse, but.
My story, I lived in this house in Siletz, Oregon, which is where the Indian reservation is, the Siletz Indians. My ex and I lived in this farmhouse that was like in the middle of a field, so it was right on the outside of town on some private property, obviously. So the woman that owned it, I won't say her name, I remember it, her husband was in prison for child molestation. But with it having been a Indian reservation, I don't know what kind of wars and stuff went on right there. And we were in the middle of like a pasture. So I imagine, and it was right along the river. Yeah. I remember laying in bed, and I've never like been one to believe in ghosts and shit. I was laying in bed and I woke up and I could not open my eyes and something was holding me down. It was the freakiest thing. Like I wasn't asleep. I was.
Are you sure? Because that sounds like a classic sleep paralysis. Like it's that zone between awake and sleep where your body's asleep, but your brain is actually awake. So there's this area they call it that sweet spot where you can actually have out of body experiences.
Oh, I've had one of those too.
Yeah.
You gave me that damn tincture.
The tincture that I made?
Yes. That was an out of body.
Anyway, so the sleep paralysis is actually it's very, very common, and people.
I'd never had that happen. It felt like a warning.
Well,
to
people
me.
think that they've seen demons and ghosts and spirits and the old hag. and usually they're being held down by something, or it feels like you're being held down because your body's actually asleep, but your mind, your brain is awake. And yeah, so that's because your body, you so that you don't flail and shit, your body like not paralyzes, but goes into like a inactive mode.
I couldn't fucking move.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that that's the case, but that's oftentimes that's that zone that you're in. And that's where you can have like not only out of body experiences, but you can really get into like controlling your dreams and having really lucid dreams.
I've never been able to do that.
Well, you don't know that because most people forget.
Well, I try to go back into them.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. It's the weirdest thing.
I want to finish that.
Yeah, right. Like you get up to go to the bathroom, it's like, okay, this is Act 2. Let's get back into it, and then it just fucking disappears.
Yes.
But so I'm not saying that that's the case, but that happens a lot.
That.
Yeah, sleep paralysis.
Okay, because that's what you're describing is like what it scared the shit out of me.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt.
And I was like, this is like a warning that they don't want me here.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Especially with it being an Indian reservation, and like who knows what the hell's what has happened there.
Yeah.
Right. And when I say that, I mean like the wars and like massacres and stuff. Yeah. Huh.
So that's interesting though. I mean, I've had those type of sensations and feelings and out of body type of things and stuff, but
I've never had that because it felt like a heavy on my chest. I couldn't open my eyes.
Yeah. Have you ever had that where you're in this crazy fucking dream and you need to wake up and you wake up just to realize you're still in a fucking dream?
No.
It's the same type of thing. It's the same type of thing. So you're like, you're in different levels of like sleep, real deep.
Yeah.
Like maybe not even deep sleep, but it's like a REM, like where you're dreaming. So that's where it's like, that's where you can actually start to control your mind. But most people freak out and they wake themselves up. They wake up. But if you can capture that moment, then you can actually, create shit in there. And you could, it's a thing. It really is. But I've had these where it's like triple layered, where it's like I've been in this spot where I dreamt and I saw this fucking lady, this creepy ass lady, but it was just a smile. It was like she just looked at me and smiled. And it fucking freaked me out because it was so fucking real. And I woke up just to realize I was still in a fucking dream. I couldn't wake up. So that happened like 3 different levels. It was the weirdest fucking shit in the world. But those are kind of what I thrive for. I try and get there, but then it's like you gotta be ready for that shit, because if something startles you, you can wake right up and you come out of it and then you can't get back into that shit.
I'm just remembering like some nightmares that I didn't always have. I had them once. I remember thinking I was awake and this like dude standing distinctly in the door where we were living. There was, I was 4, maybe. You had to go through my sister and I's room to get to my brother's room. And so in my brother's doorway, and it was a bunk bed, I'm looking over and there's this guy standing in the doorway, like just tossing a baseball.
Oh, see, that would fucking be creepy as shit.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was a dream, or oh, okay. So now I've had but
I remember it distinctly.
Yeah, you don't forget those things, right?
No,
I had one where it was at our old house, and we had a fairly small room, and we had a king size bed. So the bed took up a majority of the fucking room.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm sleeping on this side. Rajneeta's on this side, and I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping at this point. But I was in some sort of state to where I was seeing from all fucking angles.
Did you have...
I'm sleeping, but I'm also seeing myself.
See it all?
Yeah.
Did you take that tincture?
Maybe not. But so anyways, and there's this, I'm going to say there's this entity over here. There was no threat. It didn't feel threatening. I was not scared, but I'm sleeping here. I'm seeing myself sleep, but I'm also seeing this entity this way and the full room visual from all angles, from everything. This entity is over on where Rajneeta's sleeping, and it's looking at me. So it's interacting with me. And it gets up, and it's like still eyes looking at me. And the only way I could describe it is it was gray. It was not like a fog, but it was just gray. Wasn't scary, wasn't freaky, nothing like that. So it was just this entity's right there. And I'm seeing it from here. I'm seeing it from the bird's eye view also. And it just walks across down the bed and still eye contact with my body that's sleeping here. But I'm not making eye contact from this body.
Because you're asleep.
Because I'm asleep. But I'm seeing this thing from out of body. And it walks and it notices, it knows that I'm seeing it, but it knows that this body, the physical body, is still asleep. So it's a weird, you got to capture that moment. I'm seeing it from here because I'm out of body here.
But what did it do?
I'm in body here. And it's also seeing the whole picture from a bird's eye view.
Yes.
It just walked and it stared at me and then it walked this way and then just kind of went down and disappeared.
Okay.
And that was it. And then eventually I woke up and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Because it was the weirdest thing because I literally saw it from every perspective you can see it as. So it was like I was out of body and either this was me being out of body also, or me seeing me being out of body, or it was an entity that noticed me being out of body, noticing me in my body. Right? It's the weirdest fucking thing. It was so fucking weird. And the thing about that is it wasn't scary. I didn't wake up startled. I didn't wake up scared. It was not threatening. It was just there fucking staring at me. And the weird thing is it was like when I first noticed it, its head was just above the bed line staring at me. And then it stood up and just walked. And it kind of like it went downstairs. Like it just disappeared down like that.
Is this over at Bianca's house?
Yeah. Yeah. But so that was a weird thing, but it didn't fucking scare me. It didn't freak me out. It was just one of those things that happened.
Yeah.
And then there was this other time where I had I feel like I was so close to like an out of body experience. Now, an out of body experience for people like me, we try and achieve that. But you have to be in a certain state of sleep. You have to be to where your body's asleep, but your mind is still active. That's hard to get to because as soon as you notice your body going to sleep, the first thing it's going to do is like, oh, I got to itch here. I got to itch here.
It's when you're like,
well, no, not that. It starts to, then you start to activate body movements. And then you can't allow your body to sleep if you're constantly doing shit like this.
Yeah.
Right. So anyways, I had this one where I was asleep, but I was in some sort of zone. And I really feel like I was driving a car and I felt, and I heard, the interesting thing is I heard this swoosh, this swooshing, right? And I felt myself being pulled, like literally being pulled. I'm driving a car, driving a convertible, and I hear a swooshing and I feel myself being pulled out. Like I'm being pulled out of my body, but I was like in a dream in a car being pulled out. And then I just woke up. But it was like that was like the cusp of having an out of body experience, and I woke the fuck up. And it pissed me off so bad. Because I was like right there. I knew I was right there. And then I panicked and it woke me up. Which is weird because you don't want to panic. There's nothing to freak out about, but you just do because it almost catches you by surprise.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, people that meditate on a very regular basis and achieve those levels, they become comfortable with that sensation. But from a human perspective, we don't necessarily, I don't even want to say human perspective, but from our tangible perspective, it's almost frightening to disengage from that. For some people, for me, yeah. I mean, it's not for me, but for some reason, I panicked in that moment and I woke right up.
You missed it.
I missed that opportunity, and those are hard to achieve. So
just had me thinking about like breath work, because when I was in Vegas for that girl convention, we went through a breath work seminar, and it was really powerful, really amazing. But something they say is that like you can have like these out of body experiences.
Yeah.
I was too overwhelmed with like feeling all the emotions of all the shit that room full of 100 women were going through.
Oh yeah.
I think that it would be a really cool experience. Maybe not cool, but healing, to do like by myself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Take mean? Some of that tincture.
But it's they talk about how that can happen with like, because with the breath work and like relaxing your body, getting the meditation, the meditative aspect of it and whatnot. Yeah, for me, it was just that whole weekend was so draining.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, and which sucks as like, cause you're absorbing emotions and stuff. But if you could have just like let that go and been in your moment, you probably could have had a really amazing transformative experience.
Yeah. And when I woke up, it took me a bit to be able to not woke up because I wasn't asleep, but it took me a bit to be able to like stand up. And by the time I actually got up, like with these 100 women, most of them were gone.
Really?
Yeah. And it just took me so long to like come out of it and not feel like lightheaded sort of.
Yeah.
And like gather myself. It was almost like being buzzed.
Huh.
Like
interesting
from alcohol. It was, and I had to like go outside and like eat.
Well, maybe you did have an experience that you just didn't know about.
I don't know.
You forgot about.
I don't know.
Huh. Cool.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I tend to forget my dreams like most people. So like,
yeah. Well, you know the trick to that though. There is a trick that actually fucking works. Dream journal.
Oh yeah,
that works. It's worked for me every time I've actively done it. It works. It really does.
So that you can remember them.
Yes, yeah, and it's one of those skills that you have to do though. You have to do it like every day, even if you remember just fragments or moments. You write it down.
Yeah.
And then it'll become more. I literally have dream journals that are fucking one dream or segments of dreams. I've had multiple dreams at night that I remember the pages and pages of them, because as soon as you start to practice journaling your dreams, and it's like,
so it's just training yourself.
It's training yourself to do it. If you do it, like, I didn't necessarily get into it. They'll say in the middle of the night, 2:00 in the morning, you wake up from a dream, write it down. I never did that. I got to the point where I could do it when I wake up in the morning. When I wake up the next day, I can remember all these dreams. And you have multiple dreams a night.
Oh yeah.
And they're fucking weird. But the cool thing about dreams is they're all very, what's the word I'm looking for? Symbolism.
Oh yeah.
So it's like this, you see this thing could be a symbol for all kinds of different things. So I actually started to become really good at well, in my opinion, interpreting dreams.
Yeah.
So if you told me a dream, I could probably give some sort of analysis from my perspective of what that dream, and generally speaking, people are like, holy shit, that makes a lot of fucking sense. But the easiest way to remember your dreams is journaling them. Start to write shit down, even if it's very small little segments of them. But if you do that every single night, then you're going to have volumes. You're going to have books. And then you're going to be able to go back, read your
publish
dreams.
It
well,
and make loads of money.
Potentially. But you can go back and you could read them and you could start to understand the symbols that are in them. But not everything, I would say that dreams are rarely direct and specific. Like it's not necessarily going to, it's
symbolism.
It's the symbology that you have to like, that. Yeah. I understand that now.
Yeah. I have a recurring dream of losing my teeth.
Oh.
I don't remember, because my grandma was really into like dream interpretation and my mom. And so I have a pretty good idea of what a lot of dreams are. But I don't remember what it meant about losing my teeth. Like I have recurring dreams of like my teeth just like crumbling.
Yeah.
Like biting down and them just.
Do you think it's stress related?
I don't know. Because this has been like for as long as I can remember. It's not just as an adult. Like this.
As a kid. Even.
At least through teenage years.
Well, it could mean something about you being out of control. You feeling like you're not in control of the situation, or stress. You know, something like that. Teeth are super important to daily life.
Yeah, I don't remember. I wasn't like a stressed out teenager. I was a stressed out adult.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I don't remember what. Yeah, if I remember all.
Yeah.
Add it.
Yeah, right. Cool. Okay. Anything else? I think I should probably go check on my dogs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this has been twice as long as we were talking about having it. And I have to go pee, so.
Good time to stop. Peace.